surge is the immediate chemical flooding of your system that follows the firing. Once the basement alarm is tripped, your hardware releases a high-octane cocktail of adrenaline and cortisol into your bloodstream, demanding immediate physical execution and survival-based behavior. The analogy in real-life story: look at how the mind treats righteous judgment. You're driving, someone cuts you off, and you immediately label them as a total idiot. Notice how that judgment feels in the body. It feels powerful, justified, and highly energized. That is a machine fueling itself on cheap fuel. By lowering their status, your initial ledger clicks up, making the machine feel dominant, higher in the tribe, and briefly safer on the savannah. The way to see it, to feel it, or be with it, you have to learn to feel the chemical charge of the surge without acting on its impulses. It arrives as an intense, restless itch in your nervous system, and compulsive drive to yell, to send a sharp reply, to defend your position or stay up analyzing. Sit with that physical momentum. Watch the chemical wave crest in your body. Notice that surge is completely separate from who you are. It is simply biology coursing through your veins. Here's what it costs you. Cheap fuel carries a devastating metabolic bankruptcy. Think about waking up at 2 a.m., your mind racing, running continuous verification loops over a minor project detail or a passing comment. Your hardware is burning vital, critical physical energy that's very creative to a threat that doesn't exist in reality. You walk into your office or your kitchen the next morning running on an empty battery because the machine spent the night exhausting your resources on a completely false alarm. Here's how to step back and let it dissipate. When the surge hits, apply a clinical ID to the experience. Say to yourself, the status defense circuit is burning fuel. A dopamine loop is active. I'm observing the chemical itch. I am not the itch. Strip all the moral voltage and drama out of the vocabulary. Observe the severity the mechanism is trying to assign to a simple task, and let the chemicals run their course without giving them any analytical screenplay to sustain them. Here's the synthesis. Every false alarm costs you real attention, presence, and sanity. The surge pretends to be an effective strength or a deep level of competence, but it is actually a profound drain on your system. Once you see the chemical wave as data rather than emergency, the surge loses its grip. It collapses back into the basement and dissipates on its own.